Hello and welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. Yeah, I see by the comments that the last episode was quite emotional for many of us. And I was happy to see that some of you also communicated with each other. On that note, I meant to create a Discord server for us to be able to have some casual conversations about games or whatever. But I'll let you know once that is set up. For now, let us see what awaits us behind the final door. I really don't know what to expect. Giselle. Reality fades back into view. I'm looking at neither the endless eroding darkness nor the visions of my past, but the sea of blood spreading in all directions. I'm standing at the top of the observation tower, outside the door. I've returned. Back in Morgana's world, her bitter, hateful, curse-fueled world. To tell you the truth, I didn't see this coming. This is my mansion, my domain. She was supposed to be locked up, but it would seem my will is not as absolute as I had thought. What would you call that? The power of love? Is that what allowed this to happen? How trite. Where's the magic? The miracle? I can think of one other reason she was able to escape. And it's the only way we'll be able to find the power we need to cast off the darkness of this house. But first, before we do anything else, we must open this door. Whatever nonsense that woman filled your head with, it certainly seems to have put some fight into those eyes. Well, good for you, my dear. A little confidence boost doesn't erase the fact that you were on the ground, crawling through the filth like a worm, tears streaming down your face as you tried to ignore what lay before you. A little self-esteem isn't going to make you any less helpless when you step through that door. But that won't stop me from trying. I'm done acting like you're some inevitability, some force of nature. It's time for me to take a stand, Morgana. The air around the door has a distinct chill to it as I place my hand against the wood surface. My arms, once bloody and lacerated, are now whole again. I can feel my entire body, everything back in its rightful place. I take in a breath, lift my head, focus my gaze on the door, and push it open. Resting on the back of my hand, I can feel another palm, soft and warm. Through the single window sitting high atop the wall shines a ray of light. A black butterfly flutters within the beam. Its form is indistinct, wavering like a mirage as it slowly descends to the tower floor. Then, from within the darkness, a person appears. And there she is. I wasn't sure if we'd get to see her within this game. Is that you, Morgana? How does it feel to finally meet the real thing, my dear? I knew you were young, but you really are still a child. Having heard her tale, I know she died still a girl. And I know how she came to bear so much hatred for the world. But knowing and seeing are two very different things. The sight of her bony adolescent body is a painful reminder that she never had a chance to know happiness, to know adulthood, before being robbed of her life. I had assumed monster would be her first reaction. With a face and a body like this. How very sweet of you, Michelle. So, tell me, what exactly do you mean to do now that you're here? Your ultimate goal was, as I understood it, to take Giselle back. But she is no longer here for me to return to you. She broke out of my cage and exhausted what remained of her soul to show herself to you. I cannot perceive even a trace of her presence any longer. So, I presume her soul shattered, dissipated into nothing. No, she's right here beside me. Is that so? You seem to believe as much anyway. Which only makes your presence here a bigger mystery. Ah, I know. You want revenge. I made you miserable while you were alive, and I continue to torment you in death. You entrusted me with Giselle's life, and I used her for my own ends. You must despise me. Hatred fills you. You want to curse me, to kill me. My death could well mean the end of all this. Shall I grant you that wish? She flicks a finger. And the next second, a long sword clatters to the floor at my feet. Take the blade in your hands, and like the knight of old who executed the witch, pierce my heart with it. Do now what should have happened then. You always wanted to be a knight, didn't you? Go on, pick it up. Show me your revulsion, my dear.
Morgana, I do have a reason for being here. I came to save you.
Did you hit your head on the way up? You came to save who?
I spent so long trying to look away, when I should have been trying to look deeper. To tell you the truth, your constant chattering in the darkness evoked more than annoyance in me. I empathized with your loneliness. I bear no hatred for you. It was my despair that brought you back to life. So that makes it my responsibility to end this. My own wish has given me all the redemption I need, my dear. Or should I be expecting another self-righteous lecture about how hatred does you no good? Brilliant, Michelle. Brilliant. Do you have any idea how absurdly presumptuous you're being? Trying to force your idea of redemption onto someone who has no interest in it. If the tale you showed me was the whole truth, then I would have said you could revile those heartless men as much as you pleased. But I refuse to believe that's the whole story. The men I saw beyond the first 3 doors had genuine concerns and worries. They felt things, real human emotions, even if those things ultimately led them down a path of destruction. I would definitely agree on Mel. I would partially agree on Jacopo. Now the beast. I'm not so sure. Wanting to do something nice for the one you care about. Being disgusted at things you've done. Hiding your urges from those around you. You certainly couldn't call them good men. But they were real people with real conflicts.
So, you're saying I'm lying? Well, I can't say I blame you. Who would believe the word of a witch?
I don't think you falsified your account, Morgana. The tragedy, no, the grisly reality you described, I don't doubt any of that happened. You wouldn't be here otherwise. But I've learned something in my years. Reality exists from more than one perspective.
No, there's a lesson. That's a big thing to realize. And I have a quote also from one of my favorite authors that translates to something like, what was it? Like, reality. Oh, no, I can't really think of the exact words, but it's something along those lines, what you just said. Right, we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. That's the one. Because we ourselves always shape the way we see the world, our experiences, our very being. Nobody sees the world exactly the same way as you do.
That doesn't change what happened. That two-faced young man deceived me. The beast severed my arm. And the greedy, power-hungry lord used me for his own personal gain.
Events by themselves do not tell the whole story. Only when you take into account their circumstances, what they thought and felt, the perspectives, only then can you say you've reached the truth.
Your point being, are you going to march down to where their souls are and ask them for their perspective? Don't waste your breath. They'll only tell you what benefits themselves the most. Then we do it our way. We open the door to your past.
And if I refuse? This is my domain, my world. It operates in accordance to my will. The door won't open unless I allow it to.
Were you aware, Morgana, that I recovered my first memory in front of a mirror?
There we go. Right, I also remembered the other day that there were some parts that neither Morgana nor the mage, let's say, were present. Like, Michelle saw a few things, especially in the second door. That was quite obvious that we saw a few things of the stories. We saw Pauline's perspective, while the maid didn't. The maid only saw what happened within the mansion, right? So Michelle did see more. So Morgana as well doesn't know everything.
Were you aware, Morgana, that I recovered my first memory in front of a mirror?
You what?
The same mirror Giselle used to practice her smile. And in all those hundreds of years, bits of her memory came to reside within it. Every time she stood before that mirror, she had me in her heart. And next, I saw one of my own memories play out in my bedchamber. It was the first day after we opened the windows, when she let the morning sun into my room. That day was a turning point in my life.
And why are you telling me this?
Because it means this world doesn't belong only to you. It's also hers and mine. And that is why she was able to break free. Your wish is, without question, the most powerful of anyone's here, and you have more authority over this place than anyone else. There is no denying your position as master of this mansion. But Giselle and I, we too have influence over this domain. I was the one who resurrected you, and she who served as your guide. So the door will appear, whether or not it is your will. Their souls reside here as well. They may spin convenient tales, but the memories ingrained upon their souls can tell no lies. All the pieces are on the board. The door will open.
Say the door does open. What does that change? Nothing those men may have thought or felt can take back what they did to me. This rotting, broken creature they turned me into. I don't care what was going through their heads. They will never have my forgiveness. My hatred is unwavering. My wish will not be undone so easily. Their souls shall suffer for all eternity.
Before we begin, Morgana, let's get one last lingering question out of the way.
And what might that be?
Who the white-haired girl is?
Thank you. There were also some comments which I agreed to that were saying Michelle couldn't have been the white-haired girl. Definitely not completely. And I agree. Like, when we first got to know about Michelle, I was quick to think that he would be like the white-haired girl would be his reincarnation or something. And maybe she partially is, but the more we get to know about Michelle, the more it doesn't fit. It's changed. She does seem like a whole different person. Maybe an incomplete one, because yeah, it wasn't Michelle. Not fully, at least. So I'm glad that we're going to find out more. That's your lingering question. We've already established. That was you, Morgana. So in a desperate plea to deny you came back as a woman, you're now trying to make me into her? That is perhaps the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. That was you, my dear. Don't avert your eyes. You must face reality. I'm not averting my eyes, and I'm not in denial. I have faith. Faith that I only ever made it back to this mansion once. When I awoke in the rocking chair beside the fireplace. Nevertheless, that hardly justifies accusing me of being that foolish girl. How could you possibly think I was her? Never have I not been present in these walls. Not even while she was alive and in the claws of tragedy. My hair is not white, nor are my eyes red. And look at this horrid, festering face. How could I ever become her? How your soul appears is irrelevant in this case, Morgana. I will uncover the truth about you. Things even you don't know. And if I can show that you were, in fact, the white-haired girl, in that moment will your reality be rewritten. If you're so confident, then be my guest. Find out for yourself just how little you're capable of. Blackness fills the observation tower once more. Morgana fades into the distance, leaving me alone in the dark stream. It's a darkness I've seen, felt, and been consumed by numerous times since arriving at the mansion. But this time, I welcome it. Praying that beyond it lies a truth with the power to release all from the house's grip. This next tale has no narrator. I won't sit back and listen as someone recounts the path of fate for me. No, I have to find the path for myself this time. I don't know what awaits me beyond the black. But no matter what it may be, so long as I have the power to provide redemption, I must never put down my sword. Now, let us open the door. The final door. Oh boy. Demon Child is the achievement. And we're entering the final door. Whatever year, okay. Well, no guide, no narrator, no nothing. Interesting.
I brought you some food. You have to eat something. You barely touched your food yesterday. Come on, please.
Just leave it there. Her hands aren't bound. She can eat whenever she pleases. But
she's not going to last much longer.
The boy has a point. If she won't eat, we lose our supply of blood.
That's not what I meant.
Leave it there. Well, we'll be back.
Do you really have to go?
Yeah, things are pretty hectic right now.
And when do you suppose you'll be back?
Tomorrow, same time as today.
And you'll have enough time to talk then? Will you?
Yeah.
Are you hiding something from me? You're acting kind of funny.
You're my sister. I wouldn't keep anything from you.
You're not yourself though.
What's so different about me?
Well, you're not acting much like a prince.
Right, of course. Don't worry, I'm still your prince. Same as always. Good night, Nelly. My princess. How did I end up in this mess? I never wanted this. All I wanted was a quiet life. Someone get me out of here. Take this thing somewhere far away. Tell me, I'm not the bad one here. Oh God, I'm begging you. Just make it all go away. Someone, anyone, get me out of here.
Look. The stars, they're beautiful. Though with it so bright out, I worry someone might see us.
Everyone's long gone.
I hope so.
Are you ashamed?
A little, but I still want to be with you.
What does she have there? Is it feathers? Okay. It looked like a cage for a second. And Nelly had the rose, of course. Have you ever considered leaving the convent?
You can't just stop being a nun, you know. It's not that simple. I've made vows, sworn my life to the service of God.
I was not aware. I don't know much about this land's traditions. Is this a version of Pauline then? I mean, before we obviously had Mel and Nellie.
If I were to leave the church, it would have to be in my next life. I'd like to be a normal girl, lead a normal life, get married, have kids, and before I know it, I'm an old lady. Thinking, it was an uneventful life, but it was the best I could have asked for. That's my dream.
That sounds very peaceful.
I hope we can be together in our next lives too. Have a nice, quiet life together. It'll be a city on the water, looking out over a beautiful, glimmering emerald sea. The blue sky spreading as far as the eye can see. The sound of the seabirds squalling by the port. The two of us sitting shoulder to shoulder, just looking out over the city. Doesn't that sound wonderful?
It certainly does. I would love that. The Harvest Festival. On the day of the festival, "3 days until her death. Wake up. Please, wake up. Come on. Open your eyes. Michelle. So bright. I'm outside. The light feels like needles in my eyes. The first thing I see beyond the mansion's darkness is blinding light. The sun glares mercilessly overhead. A gentle breeze blows past, and I can hear birds chirping from several different directions. Each breath I take fills my lungs with the scent of earth and grass. So much time has passed since I've been in the light. I almost feel like I'm alive again. No, not almost. What's going on? What on earth? Is this the era Morgana lived? Michelle. Huh? Oh, thank goodness, you can hear me. Good morning, Master. I hope you slept well.
Giselle, is that voice really you?
I swear it's me, 100%. Not that mean old phony. So don't you worry.
No, I believe it's you. I just was not expecting to be able to hear you here.
I did say I would always be by your side.
I'm relieved. But where are you, Giselle? I can't see you anywhere.
Well, I'm not exactly sure myself.
You don't know?
I don't know how to describe it. It's pitch dark all around me. Like a black smoke churning in the darkness. It feels a lot like inside the mansion. But I don't think I'm actually in the mansion.
So you're still trapped in the void then?
I can see a shimmering light off in the distance through the fog, and I can hear sounds coming from that direction. It's like the outside world is leaking through the light. I can see the trees rustling, hear birds singing. I can't see you though. So I assumed I was seeing through your eyes. And I thought I'd try getting your attention.
So that means you can see everything I can?
Seems so. Though I don't think I can see quite as clearly as you.
I wish you could be here to feel this too. Experience it in my place even. It's a bizarre sensation. While I could see and feel the worlds through the other doors, it was strictly in the capacity of an observer. We were merely watching, not actually present in the tales. But this time, it's like I've been resurrected and dropped into the world as a participant. It's also vivid. Everything the mansion lacked, it's all here, and I can feel it so clearly. I wish you could have been the one to experience this.
It's okay, Michel. I know you'll dispel this darkness I'm in. Won't you?
I will.
I'm more than happy just being able to hear your voice. And being able to see what you see. It's like a miracle.
I too am glad to know you're there. To have the chance to hear your voice again. Thank you so much for saving me. If you hadn't shown up, I wouldn't be here.
Oh no, I should be thanking you. I was overjoyed to learn how much you really cared about me. There are so many things I want to say right now. So many things I want you to know. So many thank yous. And so many I love yous. Hey now, is that really the best response you've got? Surely you can do better than that.
You're embarrassing me.
I am somewhat disappointed by one thing, though. I can't get any hugs or kisses, since I'm not there in person. Oh, come on! You're not very good at this, are you?
And you're not very good at picking up on how much you're embarrassing me.
I'd expect at the very least a me too.
We should start by figuring out when and where exactly this is.
You're not even trying, are you?
I'm doing the best I can. Please, don't ask any more than this of me.
It's okay though. I might not be able to see you, but we're together either way. You know, Michelle, I think I might be able to help too. While I can't be there in person, I can give you ideas, another point of view when you're not sure about something. With the two of us together, we'll find a way through this.
Yes, we will.
Where to begin?
Oh my god, I'm also so glad that she is here, that they're together. Like, that made me emotional there for a moment, and I'm glad somewhat glad they turned it a bit more comedic. They're so good together. Oh man. Oh. And so cute with being embarrassing, stumbling idiots like teenagers.
Okay, where to begin? What do you say we get our bearings? List out exactly what we need to take care of.
That's not a bad idea. I'm a bit frazzled at the moment, to tell you the truth.
What? Why?
I had assumed we would just be observers, like with the other doors, searching their memories for clues. I never expected I'd actually be thrown into their era.
True, it's not at all like the other doors.
No matter how the rules may change, I'm seeing this through to the end. If our guess is correct, and we have arrived at Morgana's past, then we need to uncover the truth behind those events. Or rather, the three men's circumstances. What they felt, what drove them. My gut tells me there's something to be found there that even Morgana doesn't know. I could be wrong, and it's possible that even if I am right, what we find won't do anything to quell our hatred. But we won't be talking her out of it, that's for sure. Words won't break through that kind of animosity. We need something bigger. Something she could never have imagined. Something that will turn her entire worldview on its head.
The white-haired girl might be a good place to start. She showed up at the mansion again and again, as though led there by some supernatural force. And she was involved with all three men in some way. I can't think of anyone else with such deep ties to both the mansion and the men. But at the same time, I have a hard time convincing myself that the Morgana we know and the white-haired girl could be the same person.
They are about as different as two people can be.
I don't know if that's true. Because the Morgana we got to know is the one that is already consumed by hatred. But the way she told her story, she used to be, an innocent girl. And like maybe the white-haired girl is her innocence that she lost the good in her, you know? Because when she was a little girl and was told that she was daughter of God, the only thing she cared about was doing good, bringing miracles to the people. And I mean, that miracle thing, that proof, of course that was forced upon her in a way, but yeah, she didn't want people to profit from it, she really wanted to do good. So she seemed like a very innocent girl, and so does the white-haired girl, who, well, why she was sent to kill Mel in that first door. She couldn't bring it over her, and overall, we have only really found her to be, yeah, this quiet, meek person. Which actually leads me to believe there's something there. There must be something. Some secret we haven't figured out yet that we can use. So let's find it. It won't be easy. If we are in the past though, I wonder, maybe we could change it? This could be a huge chance for us. Change the past. Yeah, we could prevent Morgana's death, or we could stop whatever led them down this path. That would create a paradox, Giselle. Don't you know anything about time travel? There's an idea. If it's actually possible, maybe we can do something. But that would change everything. Everything that came after. The question is this world really... Now I'm getting kinda pumped. I've got my game face on and I'm ready to do this. Doesn't do much good if no one can see it. It's a figure of speech. Okay, first things first, we need to find the mansion. Morgana should be at the top of the observation tower. And the three men shouldn't be too far off either. So the question is, where are we? Do you recognize the surroundings at all? I never really left the mansion, so I'm not especially familiar with the lay of the land. Give me a little spin, would you? I mean, considering the mansion was in a different place in each story. Does it really help? Plus, it wasn't a mansion back then, was it? As she requests, I slowly spin around in a circle. And through the dense woods, I spot a cluster of what appears to be stone formations. Squinting to get a better look, I realize they're buildings. It's decently far off, but it appears to be the edge of a city. I think that might be the village I stayed at for a while. It's a bit big for a village. Don't you remember what Amédée said about the village's history? Amédée, that bastard. Michelle, you didn't think something uncharacteristically vulgar just now, did you? Wouldn't dream of it. Yes, I remember. He said it was once much larger, and that it was destroyed in a single week by the witch's curse. Except, rather than a curse, it was probably a disease.
If that's the same city, then it fits with what Morgana said happened.
I believe he also said something about there being a large bridge on the outskirts of the city, and that following the path from there would lead to the mansion. So let's head down to the city.
Alright.
You don't sound very enthusiastic. Are you nervous you might have to talk to someone? Don't worry, you've got me here.
Don't treat me like I'm antisocial.
Honey, you are. Don't pretend you're not. It's okay. You're not.
No, that's not what's bothering me. It's something about this whole thing feels off. This world we're in. Never mind. I'm probably overthinking things.
I don't think you are. Something does have to be up.
But now's not the time for that. We need to get moving. Let's go. Rather than waste time fretting over details, we need to get to the mansion, like she said. Everything else comes after that. With each step, I can feel the earth compressing beneath my feet, the grass flattening. As I weave my way through the trees toward the city, the sensation of having a living, flesh-and-blood body slowly returns.
Hi, Mel. What I was just wondering now is if Michel really does have body here. Is it his own body? Or is he someone else that lived at the time? And we have to see through their eyes right now? Or is it too much thinking on my part? I feel like everything's possible at this point. Let's stall this out. A white-haired man just appeared out of nowhere. And he's talking to himself. Okay, but thanks for answering my question, Mel.
I gotta get away before he does something. Hold it right there, Mel. You don't get to call me crazy and then just run off.
How do you know my name?
How? Why wouldn't I?
Oh, come on.
We were just in the mansion together. Huh? Mansion? What are you talking about? Right. He hasn't become the shadow in the mansion yet.
This whole thing messed with your mind, didn't it? Get it together, Michel. I doubt I would forget seeing someone as unusual as you.
Who are you?
And where did you come from?
Well, I'd like to know that myself.
So, say something, Michel. He's not getting any less suspicious of you. You have to come up with some way to break the tension.
Improvisation isn't exactly my strong suit.
Oh god. I was sleeping in a tree, I am a god. Wait. What? Final door, the beginning. Goodness me. I am God, I don't think is a good one. Sleeping in a tree? Yeah, whatever. Whatever, right? Oh. I was sleeping in a tree. It sure looked like you just popped out of nowhere. You imagined it. It was so sudden, your mind misinterpreted what you saw. Is that too much of a stretch? Yeah, you're right. I must have been seeing things. People can't just appear out of thin air. On nice days like this, I'll sometimes climb a tree and take a nap too. And then roll over and fall flat on my face. So I can relate. Michelle, napping in a tree. I can't even imagine it. Me neither. Also, it would seem that, like Morgana's, I'm the only one who can hear Giselle's voice. But that doesn't explain how you know my name. You know. You look a lot like an acquaintance of mine. Imagine my surprise when it turns out you have the same name too. That's definitely pushing it. Oh, yeah, that happens to me every now and then too. Jeez, you had me spooked for a second there. Well, on one hand, I'm glad he bought it. I feel perhaps he's a little too trusting. That smell for you. He's the kind of guy who just keeps on walking when he runs across something out of the ordinary, pretending he didn't see a thing. Not the most admirable of traits, but we're in the clear. I assume you're from the city then, if you're out here? Actually, no. I'm, a wanderer of sorts. Oh? Huh. Did you buy to see the Harvest Festival then? Harvest Festival? You don't know about it then? 3 days from now, we're holding a festival at the church to celebrate the spring harvest. 3 days. Morgana died when the bell tolled noon on the day of the festival. Which means she's got that much time left. This will be the first time we've held the festival, so we're hoping to make it into a big event. Something really memorable. Oh boy, will it be. And a young girl is dying behind the scenes of the seemingly pleasant celebration. If her death is 3 days from now, that might give us enough time to do something about it. Could I ask you to show me the way to the church? I would like to join in on the festivities. Sure, yeah. Of course. The church's doors are open to all, friends and family and wanderers alike. It's not far. Follow me. Thank you. It didn't occur to me until now, but this really is a strange experience. This is a boy from a completely different time period, who I would have never had the opportunity to meet. If he's here, then presumably the other two are as well. Which means Morgana's wish for their reconstruction was actually granted.
This smell doesn't seem like any different a person than the one I observed through the first door. Yet he played a part in Morgana's imprisonment. I have trouble believing he would voluntarily involve himself, though. I was scared for a minute there. That could have gone a lot worse. Plus, we managed to make contact with Mel in record time. She's interacted with him and the others before, so I guess this doesn't feel as strange to her. Ah, you don't want him to hear you talking to yourself again. That's why you're not saying anything to me, isn't it? Actually, I think I can talk to you without speaking. Can you hear me? How are you doing that? I have a lot of experience talking to ghosts. That really drives home how bizarre things were for you in that mansion. Were you not in similar circumstances when it was you and Morgana together? Yeah, now that you mention it. What a bizarre time we've both had in that mansion. You're just now realizing this? So, what's your impression of him? My impression? That he's the same Mel as always? In a little more detail? He's an amicable young man. Nice enough to show a complete stranger around. I agree. In Morgana's version of the story, he betrayed her. But he doesn't seem like the kind of person who would enthusiastically do something so malicious. He had to have had some reason. And we need to figure out what that was. The question is, how do we go about it? We hardly have enough time to earn his trust and convince him to tell us himself. I'll just have to put the knowledge I already have to good use. Oh, that reminds me. Something that might explain it? No, about Morgana. When you were alive, she was always right there with you, like I am now, right? Whenever it struck her fancy, yes. She didn't seem to care when or where. She would just start talking whenever she felt like it. Whenever? For the most part, yes. Anytime she wanted. Giselle? You don't have to worry about that with me. I know when to keep my mouth shut. Promise. What? You said you feel like you're alive again, right? My 5 senses all seem to be in working order. Which means you'll also be getting hungry, tired, sleepy, and you'll, you know. You'll have to go to the bathroom. I'll be polite and close my eyes and plug my ears while you're doing it. Thanks. What would possess her to bring that up? Does she even realize what she's saying? Oh gosh, now I'm red as a tomato. That answers that. They're so cute, and it's a valid concern, okay?
she's allowed to asking the questions. Moving right along. We need to discuss how we're going to go about this. Right, that. The Harvest Festival is our deadline, which doesn't give us very much time. We need a plan for when we arrive at the mansion. How about we spill their secret? Tell everyone about the girl they've got locked up in the tower and force them to set her free. Surely they wouldn't stand for that. Perhaps, but would anyone believe me? If I walked in and said I came from the future and that I know what's going to happen, would anyone actually buy that? Sure, with enough convincing. Even if I did manage to convince them, the tower door was locked in Morgana's rendition of the tale. You need 3 keys to get inside. Mel should have one of them, but stealing his alone won't be enough to get into the tower. True. If Giselle is right, and we can save Morgana and change the future, then that would, indeed, solve everything. But something about this whole situation still doesn't sit right with me. I have to do more than just set her free of that tower. I have to find the truth as well, as I initially set out to do. Regardless, I would like to try and stay on everyone's good side as much as possible for now. Okay, I'll do whatever I can to help. I appreciate it. I mean, as you know, conversation is not exactly my strong suit. Which means it's my job to hit the brakes whenever you say something stupid. It's a bit too late if I've already said it. Anyway, step 1 is to get ourselves into the mansion. We can't hope to make contact with the other 2 men, much less get Morgana out of there if we're not staying nearby. I'll do what I can. Well, again, it's not a mansion yet, it's a church for now. Also, one thing before I forget. The way Morgana told the tale, she was first friends with Mel, and I think we can assume that Mel maybe even felt something for her. But then his sister became the priority, getting to cure her. And that's already quite clear that for Mel, the reason why he would do anything, would be for Nellie. But also, if he maybe was actually in love with Morgana, that would also be contributing to the theory that Morgana is the white-haired girl. Because in his story he was also in love with the white-haired girl. So there. Similarly with the second door, the beast who killed so many people, he didn't kill the white-haired girl, as the beast in Morgana's story also didn't kill her, like when they were locked up in that carriage, I think. Where he killed everyone else but not her. And with Jacopo... Well, Jacopo was in love with the white-haired girl, but kept her at a distance because of Maria's scheming. Now, I don't quite know if the person we saw talking to the nun would be the beast or Jacopo. I would have thought the beast because he was talking about practices of this land. But Jacopo would also be a possibility because of the forbidden relationship kind of thing? Yes, no, I don't know. Tricky. But okay, moving along.
We're almost there. See the big building in the distance? That's the church. It is the same mansion as I suspected. Seeing it now, knowing what horrible things happened there, is so disheartening. Are happening as we speak. In the tower we see in the distance. Morgana's locked up, all alone. I wish we could just march in there and set her free. If getting into the tower were our only goal, we could probably force our way in with a little work. Is something the matter? No, I could probably overpower him and get his key. Hello? But the other two, the Joe most certainly wouldn't work for. Can you hear me? Oh, yes, sorry. I was lost in thought. Seems kind of strange, doesn't it? What does? I mean, it doesn't look much like a church. At a glance, you'd think it was some noble's estate. Oh. Ah, so it does. Okay. I was wrong then. I would have thought it was really just a church and the mansion was built around the tower. You know? I've spent so long there, it never even occurred to me. I was pretty surprised when I first saw it myself. A peculiar place, all told. There's a chapel inside the mansion, with this gorgeous stained glass window. It's quite the sight. Do you know why it was built like that? I'm, not actually sure myself, no. Anyway, I'll show you to the chapel. The saintess should be there too, so I can introduce you. The saintess? You've never heard of her? Everyone around here knows her. She's a nun at the church, and everyone calls her the saintess. She's practically her own religious figure. Oh, he's not talking about Morgana. You'll just have to see for yourself. Come on. Alright. Right, we had heard of the saintess and I had made some theories about her before, about her maybe having a connection to the white-haired girl. But we'll see. On our way to the mansion, we passed through a courtyard of sorts. When I lived here, the area was overgrown with weeds. Apparently, they keep it in better condition in this era. Following Mel's lead, we head through the chapel entrance. Oh my. I'm at a loss for words when I see what lies on the other side of those all too familiar doors. While it was barely recognizable as a place of worship in my memory, just 2 columns of battered pews and some piles of rubble, the room I'm looking at now is unevocably chapel. So this is what it used to look like. I wonder how far back this is from when we lived. It has to be more than a decade or 2. Maybe 100 years? Or more. The views and beliefs about the world prevalent in our times are not so different than those of this time. Perhaps the chapel was destroyed in the aftermath of the Harvest Festival. When I was first sent to the mansion, there were signs that repairs had been attempted. The stained glass window is behind the pulpit, I'm guessing, though we can't see it from here. And right next to it is the door to the observation tower. Ah, there she is. There's no priest here. She runs the church. You'll want to talk to her first if you're planning to participate in the Harvest Festival. I'll go fetch her for you. Whisking his way between the pews, the boy disappears into the back of the chapel, returning with the nun on tow. When I see her, my face twists for a brief moment. Good afternoon. You came to see the festival, I hear. It's wonderful to have you. Is that who I think it is? Who is it then? I'm not sure I recognize. I'm all but certain at this point that all the major players from behind the 3 doors are present here. Not just the 3 men whose shadows remain in the mansion, but also the women who were important parts of their lives. Though dressed differently, the way she speaks and the way she holds herself resembles the woman killed by her lover behind the 2nd door. Okay, I knew it. So my first thought of it being Pauline was correct. Thank you. Thank you, brain. Okay. They're all connected. What we thought were 3 separate tales all stretch back to a single point in time before our own. Is there something the matter? No. I was just thinking how unusual it is for one nun to be managing an entire church all by herself. Yes, that's the usual reaction from new visitors. Even I think this assignment is a bit over my head. Assignment? Well, I was at another church before this one. A smaller building, and I wasn't the only nun. But the lord of the land ordered me to transfer to a new, larger church he was opening. So here I am. The Lord. There's plenty of space on the property, more than enough to provide shelter for orphan children and aid for the sick. It seems rather vacant from what I've seen. Yes, about that. We used to take people in, but circumstances have made that difficult of late. What kind of circumstances? It's not something I can discuss with an outsider. Sorry. I'm guessing it has to do with Morgana's imprisonment here. Do you think she knows about Morgana? I would guess not. The man swore to keep it between the 3 of them. So she's being forced to oversee the mansion, completely oblivious of what's happening here. Which isn't to say she's not connected to it in some way. If she's the girl from the 2nd tale, then she should be close with... Is something troubling you? No, my apologies. I get lost in thought.
You don't look it, but you're actually a bit of a daydreamer, aren't you?
Daydreamer?
Mel would fit that description much better.
Mel would fit the description much better.
What? Why? Do I really look like that much of an airhead? Oh, I can see that. Someone has to watch out for him, or he's likely to lose his head in the clouds.
I really don't think I'm that spacey.
I'm not trying to say you're spacey, I just feel like I've got to keep an eye on you at all times. It's a lot like what I imagine having a little brother would be like.
I am an oldest child, you know.
What's the big deal? You don't want a big sister. Well, I want you to be my little brother. I don't want to be just a capital S sister to you. That's so stiff and formal. No, I want to be your sister.
I'm a little old to be playing make-believe.
Oh, come on.
They're quite friendly with one another, it would seem.
Oh, I know. Why don't you become a brother then?
What?
Will you?
I will not. Besides, I'm clearly the oldest one here.
Why not? I don't think it matters who's older than who. You don't really act all that old anyway. Told ya. Teenager.
I have at least 10 years on you.
Your youngest child insecurity's showing.
Insecurity?
You two are pretty good friends, huh?
We can discuss the veracity of that claim later. I would like to ask you a favor.
What is it? I'll gladly help with anything I can.
Could I perhaps borrow a room until the day of the Harvest Festival? I don't have anywhere to stay. Or a source of income, for that matter. I know it would be taking advantage of your generosity, but I only mean to intrude for a few days.
I would be more than happy to offer you a place to stay. At any other time. But right now, I can't let you stay here. I'm so sorry.
Well, damn. So much for that.
Don't let one little no stop you. Keep pushing. Put on a show. Earn her sympathy. She's a lady of the cloth. If you make her feel bad for you, she'll offer you her aid.
Put on a show? You expect me to act? I'm having another episode. And I was so sure this church would be able to help.
That's not gonna convince anyone.
Quiet, you. He was perfectly fine on our walk here. Shut your mouth, boy.
As I said, we did once offer a place of respite for the ailing and needy. But regrettably, for the time being, we are unable to take anyone in.
What I can do, though, is give you medicine. Since we can't let people stay here, with the Lord's generous assistance, we've been handing out medicine instead.
So all you do here then is give people medication?
Yes, I suppose that's what it boils down to. I'm honestly not sure why we're not allowed to offer shelter right now. But we are still able to provide assistance to those in need, so... I assume it's just a temporary measure, and we'll be able to take people in again before long. And with how much he's done for the church, it's not really my place to complain about his decisions. I truly am sorry. I hope you understand. I'm supposed to ask for a tithe in exchange normally. But just this once, it's yours, free of charge.
Could you tell me more about this medicine, please?
It's called Saint's Blood, and it'll cure any disease.
Saint's blood.
It's not real blood, of course. That's just what it's called. It sure sounds divine, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. No, that's not true.
Huh?
It is real blood.
Just spilling the tea, are we, Michelle? What do you...
Sorry to butt in. Do you mind if I bring him back to my room? I don't think I mentioned it, but he's an old friend of mine. We've got a lot of catching up to do.
All right.
Hey, come on. This way.
Well, that sure got quite the reaction out of him. And now he's incredibly leery of you.
When she mentioned the blood, I couldn't stop myself. I probably should have kept my mouth shut, though.
Huh. I'm wondering, I've been wondering before, are we really in the past? And if we are, did this maybe all happen already? Up until this point, Morgana didn't see Michelle, so he wouldn't know if he got a part in all this. I mean, if he was present at the time. In any case, I don't think we can change the past. That is not... but who knows? Who knows? Anything goes here.
Mel doesn't say a word the entire way. His smile has retreated, and there's a hint of fear lurking beneath his now stony expression. I spend the trek through the mansion's corridors pondering how to answer the questions I know are coming. How to solve the problem I put myself in. We enter a bedroom, presumably his, and he closes the door behind us. I can see the distrust in his eyes as he glares at me. I have to ask. Who exactly are you? Why did you say that back there? That Saint's blood is actual blood? In response to his pressing, I tell him everything or treat carefully. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm running out of saving space, but okay. That's a really good question, and honestly I will just keep this until next time. I'm leaning towards treading carefully, because just telling everything that would seem odd. Depending on how Michel phrases it. If he's like going on, oh yeah, we're from the future. Tricky. But yeah, very interesting angle this is taking. Like, it makes sense to get to be able to see some different perspectives, but as Michel said, I also didn't expect us to be there, to be more than an observer. Very strange. But yeah, interesting. Change of events, change of plans. And as you might have noticed, really opens up the way to make some theories. My thoughts are running wild with this because there's so many possibilities now. So, without any spoilers, of course, please let me know what your thoughts are on this. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Bye bye.